We all have one question. Who are the Anunnaki?
The Anunnaki is arguably one of the greatest mysteries of our ancient history and our past.
We have to ask, who were the gods? The gods were extraterrestrials.
Join me in this grand odyssey and discovery as we seek to uncover the hidden truths of the Anunnaki.
By studying the Anunnaki, we truly unlock the secrets within ourselves at the same time.
We are the offsprings of extraterrestrials, and that's not coincidence.
This is the saga of the Anunnaki and their ancient secrets revealed.
Forbidden Knowledge Television.
This is logged in on November 25th, 2023, Eastern Standard Time. Sensitive material has been breached and it is now in front of the public. This is very sensitive documentation and the world will be in total chaos if leaked, and it is now leaked. All of it. Not one document, all of it. Place of exploitation, Forbidden Knowledge Television. This must be stopped.
All right. What's up, everyone? It's Billy Carson, a.k.a. Forbidden Knowledge. Welcome to the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for hopping in tonight. We have a great podcast. We'll be talking about Peru and some of the great stops along Peru, the places that I've been, the history that I've learned, and how I believe that they are connected to the ancient Atlantean global civilization. I just dropped a text message out to everybody that might take a few minutes to go through. Please share this link to this video. Please click the like button, like and subscribe so we can keep the algorithm going in the right direction. It's going to be a great talk tonight. All right. Somebody says, what do I know about Dyson spheres? Ooh, that's a whole topic right there to talk about Dyson spheres. Now we're getting into the Karsdev scale and talking about type 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 civilizations and what their technological capabilities could be. I'm going to do a whole podcast on Dyson spheres. In fact, I'm going to put a note for that one right now. So thank you for that suggestion. Dyson sphere. That will be one of my newest upcoming podcasts because it takes some time. I'm going to go deep into the Karsdev scale and everything else. All right. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hopping on tonight. I want to give everybody just a couple of more minutes to get these messages and be able to get into this live chat so we can get the party started. Hopefully all of y'all saw me recently on the the PBD podcast, right? PBD, Patrick Bet David podcast. He's got a phenomenal platform, a very sizable account. I think his YouTube is at about 1.8 million on YouTube alone. He's interviewed some of the greatest and biggest people in sports and history, entertainment and government and military and everything else. This guy has a wide range of guests. And I was blessed to be one of his guests on a recent show, which just dropped yesterday. And thank you to everyone that went and watched the podcast. I believe it's at about 800,000 views already in 24 hours. With probably 20,000 likes and thousands of great comments. So thank you. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go to the PBD podcast. I'll drop a link to it later on at the end of the show. You can go check it out, watch it. And if you do happen to watch it, please click the like button and give it a positive review or a positive comment. Get an opportunity to go back on some of these larger podcasts, which was just a phenomenal experience. Also, don't forget, I did the Joe Rogan podcast a week ago, and that podcast just hit 4 million views today. For Forbidden Knowledge, 4 million views. 1,111 likes, 1,111 likes right as of right now, this second. All right. So I appreciate that. Wow. So just thank you for all the love. Thank you for everyone for sharing. Thanks for everyone for taking your own personal time and energy to even watch these podcasts. All right. Because I know it takes a lot of time. Sometimes you probably turn them on and just listen to them while you're working or doing whatever you got to do. All right. I see a couple of comments about pyramid, the thing that showed up in Nevada and something else. I've been researching those two things. I'm just waiting to get enough intelligence on them before I speak on them. All right. So if you guys know, some of y'all who've been following me for a while, y'all know sometimes I don't jump on a hot topic right away just because I want to gather more information and knowledge before I speak on it. I like to have receipts. I like to have enough information to build my hypothesis or link it to other things or to find out specifically what it is or to find out if it's just a bunch of malarkey. So that's what I do. So I'm going to take a little bit more time to look into the situation going on in Nevada. All right. So tonight, going to be a great night. We're going to talk about Peru. Peru is an amazing place. And if you saw, I dropped a link in the live chat. Why did I drop that link? Because we're taking a forbidden tour of Peru coming up very, very soon. All right. Thank you, Easy Money, for the donation, and thank you for the positive comment. I appreciate you. So the forbidden tour of Peru, long awaited. People have been asking me for years, are you going to do a tour in Peru? We were going to do one, but remember when the global sickness came, that botched that whole situation. So we decided not to launch it. And then we were going to go on our own just to go out there for ourselves and see some things. And then they required that special passport that we didn't want to take. And now that all that's behind us, there's no special passports. There's no Jabberwowski required. There's no snot machine required to take your saliva and your snot. So since all those things have been removed, we can now have fun in Peru. Okay. So we just went live. We are now live taking registrations for Peru. And if you want to go to Peru, remember, all of our tours sell out very quickly. So you want to hurry up and jump on board, get your registration in immediately. If you want to come hang out with us on an amazing 11-day tour of Peru. Some of the places I'll talk about tonight is where we'll actually be going. Okay. And I'm going to show you some images and some clips and some things that, some images and views that I took when I was there in the past. But just what an amazing place. I'll tell you one thing about Peru. When you're on top of those mountains, it's some of the most cleanest air you will ever breathe. Like literally, when you take a deep breath, you're taking real deep breath of real air, clean, fresh, pure air. Now, as you move up the mountain range with us, you will notice it will be a little harder to breathe for a short period of time as your body acclimates to the lower level of oxygen. But man, that is what a clean air they have out there. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. One of the things I remember the most is taking a really, really deep breath and just enjoying fresh air. It's something different out there. I'm telling you, just something totally different. So we're going to talk about some sites and we're going to talk about similarities, right? Before I do that, let me open this up here. So the first thing I want to talk about, let's go into the Maya, okay? So we know that the Mayans, they inhabited that region of what used to be Mesoamerica, which is now called South America, all the way down in through Bolivia, Peru, and all the regions down there into South America. They really inhabited much more than that. I mean, they just were killed off during the Native American Holocaust. The Native American Holocaust. They were killed off. You can't, it's not right to call them Indians because they're not Indians. That was a mistake made by Christopher Columbus and became a bad habit. Even I almost just spit it out again as just a programmed error mistake in my coding from growing up. hearing Indians, thinking that those were the people that were living in the Americas, when in actual fact, indigenous people of the Americas are the proper term is Native American. Okay. But yeah, so they inhabited the majority of, all throughout the entire Americas, North and South. It wasn't just the Maya, it was the Lakota, it was the Hopi, it was the Blackfoot tribes. There were Africans here who had come over and started a trade route from Africa all the way to trade with the Maya. And at some point began to marry into some of the families and then settled and raised families and built a whole civilization here. When you look into into these ancient megalithic sites, a lot of the times, especially on these TV documentaries, you'll see that they kind of tell you that the Mayans were the ones who built all these megalithic structures, when that's actually not accurate. The Mayans did not build these ancient sites. And it's well known, well documented, and that's what's taught in Mexico and Peru and some of these other schools in that region of the world. And the universities, the archaeologists themselves will tell you it's inaccurate. So it's not that I'm trying to be a conspiracy theorist, it's that I'm telling you that these shows are giving out wrong information. Okay? The Maya interacted with these civilizations, but they did not start those civilizations. Okay? The Maya interacted with the Teotihuacan civilization, located at the basin of Mexico, and that was established around 100 BCE, and it lasted between 100 BCE to about 750 current era, okay? And the Mayans themselves interacted with them. They probably traded things with them and so forth, but they did not build those civilizations. They were not part of the creation of those Teotihuacan civilizations that stretched all the way down into the Yucatan, all the way down even into Peru and everywhere else. Some were given some knowledge and some understanding, but for the most part, they never really grasped exactly what these advanced beings were up to. Okay. And I'll talk a little bit more about that tonight. But I just want to make it clear. The Mayans did not build Teotihuacan, Chichen Itza, Coba, Tikal, Ollantaytambo, Sacsayhuaman, all these ancient sites. They did not build them. Okay. If you believe that they built them, then it's just because you've been misled and programmed by the mainstream. If you want to find out who built them or find out that they actually did not build them, then you have to get a passport stamp like I did and go down there, and you'll find out very easily that that's not the case. They did not build those sites. It's important to understand that as a baseline, because the majority of people in America have been completely beguiled, and pretty much most of the world beguiled into thinking that the Mayan culture built these magnificent ancient sites when they actually did not. Okay. They didn't even interact with those sites until 100 BC. Those sites are more ancient than that, way more ancient. All right. And so, they became stewards of the locations after these people who built them left. They became stewards of those locations, but they didn't build them. So that's pretty interesting, right? And we know that the Aztecs came even much later than that. The Aztecs, wow, they came so far after that. They were in, after the beginning of the century, after the turn of the century is when they showed up. So the Aztecs were living in a valley not too far away, and their volcano erupted and destroyed their entire village and everything that they had built. That was just covered in ash. So the Aztecs said, damn, what are we going to do? We got to move. So everybody who survived packed everything they can carry, and they just started wandering through the wilderness until they stumbled upon Teotihuacan. And at that time, around 100 AD, is when Teotihuacan, as they found it, completely abandoned. No Mayans, no Teotihuacans, just remnants of an advanced ancient civilization. So they moved in and made it their home. Okay, they tried to figure out as much as they could about the place, but they really didn't have too much insight. And keep in fact, the Aztecs and the Mayans were still sacrificing virgins, hoping for rain to come back. They were cutting out the hearts of the ball players. They were very, very barbaric things. If they would capture enemies, they would sacrifice those enemies to the gods, right? For blessings from the gods. Who were these gods? These were these Atlantean Anunnaki people that had left, and they wanted them to come back. Okay? They wanted them to return. And so you are not going to be an advanced civilization that has the capability of understanding geometry, mathematics, calculus, building and construction techniques, understanding weight loads and fractions, and all these complex things that go into developing ancient structures, knowing how to make blueprints, how to become a master architect. And then on top of that, to understand the advanced technology needed to create the sophisticated engineering. And then at the end of the day, you start yanking people's hearts out just for fun. It doesn't go together. You see, it doesn't match. There's a hole in the story. And you have to understand that these people, even though they were good people, they were just a less advanced civilization technologically. When you look at, the history of cargo cults on this planet, there are some cargo cults still going on till this very day. A cargo cult is when a less advanced civilization, like a tribe or a village in a very remote location, encounters advanced civilizations like people from America, from Europe, from Germany, from China, wherever. They then think that those people are gods instantly. They think that their technology is heavenly, magic. When a less advanced civilization is engaged by a more advanced civilization, the less advanced civilization will automatically deify that advanced civilization. It's just human nature. It's absolute human nature, right? I see a lot of people referencing the Eternals. It's right? It's absolutely right. So, what do you do? Okay, what do you do about that? Well, you have to say, okay, let's take a closer look. Let's look a little bit deeper into what's going on here. When you go beyond the Mayans and you try to research the Teotihuacans, you realize there's not a lot on the Teotihuacan civilization. So you have to go even deeper. Well, how did they get there? Is there any other record that connects these Mayans or the Teotihuacans to anywhere else on the planet? You find a connection between the Teotihuacans and the Africans, okay? We discover that in the Sumerian tablets, Thoth, which in there his name is Nagajita. So Nagajita is actually the brother of Marduk, also known as Amun-Ra by the Egyptians. They're having a lot of battles and a lot of fights. They're clashing heads nonstop because they have a difference of opinion on a lot of things, how to rule, how to take care of people. Thoth, Nagajita, he liked to respect human beings. He wanted to educate them and bring them knowledge and treat them with dignity. And Marduk didn't care for human beings, thought they were more like animals. Okay. And so the father of these two says to Nagajita, aka Thoth, he says, listen, go to the other side of the planet and start a new civilization over there. Bring wisdom, understanding, and technology to that side of the planet. So Thoth leaves and he takes Olmecs with him from Africa, and they go down into that area and they begin to build what we call now advanced civilizations, utilizing megalithic structures and unbelievable, unknown machinery to build these megalithic structures, temples, pyramids, and everything else. We know that it was the same master architect that built the Great Pyramid. And how do we know this? Again, if you read my book, Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, right, which is a bestseller for 5 years now. I just discovered it was 5 years. I thought it was 4.5, but we hit the 5th year as on the bestsellers list. Compendium of the Emerald Tablets. You discover that Thoth says in there, builded I the Great Pyramid patterned after Earth's force, so that it too might remain through the ages. And he's talking about building the Great Pyramid. This happens right after the Great Flood. This is 36 to 38,000 years ago. After they rebuild the land of Kim, which is what they were ordered to do by his own father, he then talks to his crew about leaving that area and spreading out around the planet to duplicate what they did there. Now, these people were the builders of Atlantis. How do we know that? Because Thoth says in the Emerald Tablets, I am a son of Atlantis. And this is my crew. He got into the great ship of the master and sailed into the sky until the earth disappeared and he got to the place appointed. Then he descended from the sky down to the land. This guy's got advanced technology. Advanced technology, right? Somebody says the audio's gone off. Okay, audio's off. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on a second. We keep having these tech. Okay, let me know if the audio's back. Got two mics here now. Okay, audio's on. Okay, good. Whew, where did I last leave off before you guys couldn't hear me again? Somebody tell me where I left off. Just the timing's off? Oh, okay. Oh, so it was a delay. That's what it was, a delay. It got into a delayed situation. It wasn't off audio, just delayed, right? Okay, good. All right, cool. So now, so what I'm saying is, so Thoth leaves from Africa. He takes Olmecs with him down into Mesoamerica, begins to build this advanced civilization. And they then, while they're building this civilization, they're utilizing advanced technology, okay? Advanced technology is what they're using. They're building megalithic sites. Now, the evidence of this is what I was at. The evidence is where Thoth builds the Great Pyramid at Giza. We know the dimensions of the Great Pyramid at Giza. We know the height, and we know the size of the base. We know that the three pyramids together are aligned with Orion. Well, what happens in Teotihuacan? We see that the Pyramid of the Sun, which is the largest one there, has the same exact size base as the Great Pyramid at Giza, which is located in Africa. But the Pyramid of the Sun is in Peru. We're talking about an incredible distance of thousands of miles. There's no mistake that the Sumerian tablets were correct. He left Africa and went to Mesoamerica, and he accomplished the mission, which was to build a new civilization there as being a son of Atlantis. Atlantis was not just a ring city. Atlantis was a global civilization. Every single one of us is standing on Atlantis right now. Every single one of us. And so he begins to build this civilization down there. All right. And he's using Olmecs to help him build the civilization. And as he's doing this, he becomes, of course, engaged by some of the locals, the other indigenous people that were already there. He doesn't give them all of the wisdom and the knowledge. It's evidence of that because they proclaimed him and his people to be gods. And they always sacrificed people and girls in order to bring back blessings from these gods. So we know that they didn't have enough knowledge to fully understand everything that was going on, because if they did, they would not have deified the people that built that location. Now, the Pyramid of Teotihuacan, the same exact base, same size base, exactly 50% the height of the Great Pyramid. No coincidences there. Both sites built on top of aquifers, both sites aligned with the Orion star system. Both locations, including the Pyramid of the Sun and the Great Pyramid at Giza, have shafts that align with star systems as well. Orion, Aldebaran, Ursa Minor, and Sirius. And Draco. Why do they have these shafts that align with star systems? Why are they aligned, the three pyramids together, aligned with Orion in two different parts of the entire planet, across thousands of miles different? And why do they have the same dimensions? There's only one answer. It's because there's only one architect. Okay? one master architect. Okay? One master architect. So, what does that mean? It means that most likely Thoth, aka Ningajita in the Sumerian tablets, Thoth in Egypt, Jehuti and Jehuti throughout other parts of Africa, became the person known as Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl or Viracocha. Same person, all those different names. Same exact person. Many names over different periods of times and different locations. These are the names that he was given, but a description of him is always the same. It's always the same description, okay? He's also known to the Europeans as Hermes, Hermes Trismegistus. That means Hermes, 3 times born or thrice born. They knew that he had the power to incarnate at will, to bring himself back and incarnate into different bodies even. He's known as Mercury and Odin, right? He's known as Thothamabi to the Australians. This guy's been everywhere. He's Wang Di in China. And what do you find in China? At Xi'an, you find 3 pyramids perfectly aligned with the Orion star system in China. Same architect, one master architect, same building technique, same dimensions, same alignments. No coincidences. If you have enough circumstantial evidence, you can build a case if you're in America. Well, I'm giving you a lot of circumstantial evidence that we're building a case that Thoth, who authored the Emerald Tablets, is the same person that left Africa and built Teotihuacan and many other ancient civilizations throughout Peru and many other areas in that region, okay? Let's take a look at some incredible, stunning images correlations that we've been able to find around the world, proving that Atlantis wasn't just a ring city, okay? The ring city of Atlantis, which is talked about by Plato, existed. It was a real amazing thing. However, that was just one capital of dozens of capitals that existed at the same exact time on planet Earth. The relatives of these capitals, and I do mean relatives, they were all related, were ruling over different regions and over different groups of humans on this planet. They were also in charge of resources and materials and everything else. And one of the biggest reasons for the battle was over the control of humans and resources. And that started quite a few wars in ancient times by these people who proclaimed themselves to be gods. They were just people like you and I. They put their pants on one leg at a time. The only difference between them and us is they had more advanced knowledge, and we thought they were gods. Let's take a look at this image here. Okay? Interesting image. Now, I don't believe in these kinds of coincidences. You can see Spain, Sardinia, England, right? You can see Peru. You can see Iraq, Italy, Morocco. What's going on here? Like, what is really going on here? Something interesting is going on. You can see India. You can see something very interesting is going on when we have these particular identical carvings spanning over thousands and thousands of miles apart all around the globe, meaning only one thing. We're talking about a global civilization. Let's have a look at this. Egypt, Sumer, Peru, India. Again, slightly different face, same exact thing. We see it everywhere. Same thing. Again, how can these cultures share this knowledge or understand who these particular beings were? And as I say before, these beings were multiracial. This, again, is more evidence of that. Have a look at this. Okay? This is incredible. I mean, the similarities between these objects and we find them globally. Turkey, Egypt, Cambodia, Sumer, Mexico, Peru, Scythian, Etruscan, Bolivia, Japan. I mean, everywhere you look, you're going to find this symbol. You'll find this symbol on every continent, pretty much on the entire planet. Again, no coincidences. We're talking about one global civilization that influenced people around the entire planet. Can't escape it. Check out this building technique. All being done in ancient times to megalithic structures, all using the same exact technique all around the world. Iran, Greece, Ethiopia, Peru, France, Bolivia, Turkey. You can see the area where the molten metal was poured and cooled to link two giant megalithic blocks together and hold them in place, lock them in place. The metal is missing because, well, people will take the metal out of these ancient sites and then remelt it and use it for something else. But you can see where the liquid metal was dropped and poured into to lock the blocks together. An ancient building technique. And you can see this all over the world. Egypt, everywhere, I don't care where you go. France, you're going to see the same technique because, again, one master architect. Mountains, gigantic carved mountains. You got one in Canada. You can see that mountain's huge. You got the one in Peru. When you turn the Peru at Machu Picchu on its side, you can see it's an actual terraformed face. And also there's another terraformed face of a mountain in Spain. There's no coincidence that these were terraformed this way, that they aren't naturally developed into this particular shapes. Then you have the Moai at Easter Island. And then you have the Chinchorro in Peru. Okay? Same people, similar structures. Let's look at these skulls. You can see the skull from Peru at the bottom. You can see the massive skulls. They're called Paracas skulls. You can see skulls that have been discovered everywhere. China, Texas, Egypt. No matter where you look, you find these massive skulls, some bigger than others, some very strangely shaped. These people are not walking the planet today. You can see that person that looks weird on the right-hand side. That's one of the Ubaid statuettes from Iraq, a culture of people that had reptilian skin, and they were known to be humanoid reptiles long before the Atlantian Anunnaki ever arrived on Earth. They were there. And take a look at this incredible similarity. How does this happen? How in the world can this possibly happen? On the left-hand side, you see a stonework from Peru. And on the right-hand side, you see Italy. Now, to be able to have the same identical cuts from two different parts of the world completely, one in Europe and one all the way in South America, and have the same identical type of a cut, the same exact insertion of stones, utilizing no mortar, to be able to make these fit this way, earthquake proof and everything else. Again, more circumstantial evidence that we're dealing with one culture, one group of people that went global at one time and took their building techniques to everyone on the planet. Okay? Everyone on the planet. Nobody can tell me this is just a strange coincidence. This is a taught building technique. Right here you have, look at these stones. You tell me who in the world is going to go up. Now, these stones, the stone quarry for these stones is 20 miles away at the top of another mountain. Who's going to hike up another mountain to carve out these megalithic 1,000-ton plus stone blocks, take them down a mountain, which is already treacherous, just climbing without stones, and then bring them up a second mountain to put them here and use them as a building structure for a fortress? You see? We can't do this today. We can't do this right now. And when you come with me on the forbidden tour of Peru, I'm going to take you to these places, and you're going to see this and touch this with your own hands and see them with your own eyes. You're going to experience this firsthand. And you're going to see what I saw when I went there, an unbelievable sight. And none of these stones have mortar in between them. None. It's mind-boggling how any mainstream archaeologist can just say, oh yeah, they just, they rolled them on logs down the mountain and just put them up over here. I mean, come on. Impossible. We're looking at evidence of an advanced civilization. There's no way to circumvent that. There's no way to lie about it. There's no way to make it up. There's no way to go with the mainstream, story. No, it's just say what it is. It was an advanced culture. We're not the most advanced on this planet yet. They knew something that we didn't know, and they were able to build these incredible structures. Okay? That's what we got to come to terms with. Once we come to terms with that, the rest is easy. Then our eyes will be open and we can begin to see better. We can begin to realize the evidence of all of these advanced civilizations are all around us. We've been programmed to ignore them, even though they're right in front of our very own eyes. And all we've got to do is hop on a plane or get in a car, and we can be right at their front door, looking at them, touching them, smelling them, measuring them, researching them, investigating them. When I go to some of these sites, I take my Geiger counter with me, because sometimes these stones are higher than background level radiation. They're still giving off radioactivity, especially the stones in Egypt inside the Serapeum. As a matter of fact, I took my group that I took last year behind a closed door that had been sealed for decades, and we got them to unlock that door, and I took my crew in there, my group in there, and there was a stone there, a stone box that was taller than me. Just the box itself was about 4 feet taller than me, and I'm 6'4". And then the lid itself was about another 4 to 5 feet taller than that, and it weighed well over 1,500 tons, and it had a radioactive symbol on it. That's when I knew I was right the whole time. They put a radioactive warning symbol on that stone box, a giant diorite box in a back room locked away with a bolt lock. Incredible. And some of these stones have radio. And also, I bring a compass, right? And so sometimes you come up to the stones, you'll see the needle start spinning. So why is the needle spinning when you come up to these stones? To me, it means that in some way, the orientation of the atoms, the electromagnetic activity of the atoms was altered in some way. Otherwise, the needle shouldn't move. It shouldn't move at all. It should not move at all. So it's pretty interesting that happens. So you have to begin to understand, like, man, there's something going on here. They had technology. Now, what's crazy? Yes, this is live, Xander. What's crazy about the magnetic field inside these stones, when you look at volcanic rocks tell the story of the orientation of Earth's magnetic field. It's locked into the dried, cooled magma. So when you want to find out what orientation the Earth's magnetic field was, scientists and geologists, they go and get this lava, this dried magma, and they take it to a laboratory, because in the laboratory, they can actually discover the orientation of Earth's magnetic field. And guess what they found out? Around every 26 to 27,000 years, Earth's magnetic field flips. And so what that means is what is known as magnetic north becomes magnetic south, and what is known as magnetic south becomes magnetic north. And as a matter of fact, our magnetic field right now is in the process of flipping again. We're right in the middle of a new flip. We're actually overdue. Proof of this, look this up. Magnetic north is not facing true north anymore. It's shifted and moved over Russia and is passing Russia right now. Magnetic north. Airlines, commercial airlines and private airlines have had to change the coordinates on the runways because the planes navigate by that field and by those coordinates in order for them to find the runways. So this is a major situation. So who knows when or how, but within the next X amount of years, Earth's magnetic field will flip. It's not going to cause a catastrophe or disaster. It just means that everything is going to have to be recalibrated. Everything that uses magnetic fields and tracks things through magnetic north and south, it's going to have to be recalibrated and reprogrammed. But we're in the middle of a flip right now as we speak. Facts, actual geological facts. No way to get around it. Now, if that information can be stored in magma, then I'm assuming or presupposing that the stones could be storing some type of technological intervention that's creating a flip of the magnetic fields of the atoms inside the actual stone. Maybe, just maybe, so they can reverse the weight of those stones and lift them a lot easier into place. It's just a hypothesis, but the evidence is leading me to believe that they had anti-gravity technology or something that can significantly reduce the weight of an object. Okay? Something that can significantly reduce the weight of an object. I'm going to drop this link in here again for the tour of Peru, the Forbidden Tour of Peru coming up. It's going to be a mind-blowing tour. We're going to be going all throughout Peru and even up into Bolivia. We're going to go to Pumapunku. We're going to go to Tiwanaku. Those are two incredible places. We'll go to Ollantaytambo, Sacsayhuaman. We're going to go to Machu Picchu. Well, you know, it's just mind-boggling sights to see. Sacred Valley. I mean, these places are like mind-boggling. It's going to be the experience of a lifetime. There's so many sites. It's an 11-day tour throughout Peru and even up into Bolivia. We're going to see Lake Titicaca, one of the highest lakes in the world. And according to the ancients and the indigenous peoples there, objects would fly out of the lake. And they found a lot of gold in the bottom of that lake. So they were throwing gold in the lake to honor the gods and to as sacrifice to the gods to get the gods to return. We're going to go to Rainbow Mountain. A lot of people have never seen Rainbow Mountain. Let me show you what Rainbow Mountain looks like. We're going to hike up Rainbow Mountain. It's about a 4-hour hike, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. What's up, Pacha Mom Art? So it's so worth it. Let me show you Rainbow Mountain. That's the real colors. So those are the minerals. So we're going to hike up Rainbow Mountain, about 4 hours up, 4.5 hours down. It's going to be an incredible day to get up there and see that with your own eyes. Those are people there on there. You can see people right there. Those are people at the bottom of the screen, the bottom of that image. Just an amazing sight to see. We're going to go to Rainbow Mountain and see that. I've never been to Rainbow Mountain. It'll be my first time going there. And I'm really looking forward to doing it and taking some great people with me to go see Rainbow Mountain. It's going to be fun. Really exciting. I mean, that is just, wow. I mean, incredible. All right. Let me remove this image from here now. Yeah, just so many sites that we're going to see. Let me show you a couple of clips that I took from my cell phone when I was there the last time. See if I can find a couple of interesting clips that you guys can look at real quick. Just to get an idea of like the majesty. I mean, I don't know if these videos will do them any justice, but take a look at this. Forbidden Knowledge is up here in the mountains, guys. Machu Picchu, Cusco, Peru. I'm in the Inca city. Look at the intricate cuts in between the stones and how they fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. Solid earthquake-proof construction from ancient times. It's actually woman in Cusco, Peru. Megalithic, super megalithic, 100-ton stones held together with no mortar, standing the test of time. All right, so yeah, there's a couple of clips I wanted to share with y'all. I mean, it's just an amazing sight to see. You know, it's that's like crazy. Just a beautiful place to go and see things and experience those cultures, experience that ancient culture. Plus the food in Peru is amazing. I love the food in Peru, in Cusco, and in Lima. Incredible food. Just man, wow, great flavor, good spice. Sometimes you travel to these places, man, and it's like you feel like you're just eating dirt. I mean, but man, it can be bad sometimes. You know, you just eat to survive. But over there in Peru, man, the food is phenomenal. I mean, really, really phenomenal food. Really nice food. So I really would love for you guys or whoever can make it, come on and join me on the first Forbidden Tour of Peru. You know, we've taken people to Cambodia. We've taken people to Egypt. We're doing this Peru tour. We're taking people to Mexico. It's just going to be phenomenal. All right. So anyway, but one more thing I want to show you that's interesting about Peru. The Nazca Lines is an amazing place. Most of you have seen these Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are these giant lines carved into the ground off the tops of mountains, even in Peru. And what's crazy is an entire mountain was completely shaved off and turned into a flat plateau. Can you imagine what kind of tool you need to shave an entire mountain and flatten it? What kind of machinery did they have to do this? And here's the most incredible part. None of the debris from shaving off the mountain is found anywhere in the valley, not even a crumb. Somehow they shaved off the top of a mountain and then they took the debris somewhere. Or could it be possible that whatever technology they used to create that shaved mountain actually pulverized or disintegrated the mountain part that they wanted to remove? In other words, they turned it into nothing, just probably dust. That's another possibility, right? Just crazy. It's just crazy. It's a very high altitude, so you will have to acclimate. But we take our time getting people acclimated, 15 to 25 minutes of walking very slowly, easing up some of these areas until the body acclimates to the lower level of oxygen. And they'll give you cocoa leaves and things like that to have you avoid getting altitude sickness. Or you could take Dramamine and things like that too, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just only bad if you have an injury, like if you have a bad ankle, or you have severe arthritis in your knees. I mean, I wouldn't recommend going. But if you're a fairly healthy person in decent health, and you just, start walking before the trip, go for walks in your neighborhood, get your walking pace up, take care of yourself, eat good food, drink a lot of water and hydrate yourself before the trip. You should be fine. Okay. So just an amazing place. But like I said before, these people are part of a global civilization. Now, we talked about the Nazca Lines. Let me show you this one glyph that they recently made public, petroglyph that's etched into the ground. You can only see it from the sky. You can only see it from the sky flying over Nazca in Peru. Let me find it here. Check this out. Wow. Can you see that? I'll leave it up on the screen for a second. Can you see what I see there? That's very interesting, isn't it? That's a massive glyph at Nazca etched into the rock. And you can clearly see the face, the neck, the body, the arms, the legs, and the 3 toes. There's 3 toes and 3 fingers, and it's got something levitating over its hand. And that's just wild. And that thing is thousands of years old. Thousands of years old. I don't know what it's holding. I haven't been able to really come up with an idea or a concept as to what that thing in its hand is. Maybe it's a tool that made the lines. Maybe it's the tool that shaved the mountain. I'm not sure. What I do know is that thing shouldn't have been created thousands of years ago. Who in the heck did that? And if they did, what did they see or what did they know? And it's made so good. So somebody said a lightsaber, probably. It's so huge and so massive, you can only see it from a plane. If you're standing down there, you can't see it. It just looks like lines in the ground. You can barely detect them. But once you get in the plane and fly over, then you see exactly what it is, like all the other ones that you have to get in the plane. So when you go to Nazca, you get in an airplane and they take you up in the sky and you fly over Nazca so that you can see all the lines. Otherwise, you'd never be able to see them. Okay? Somebody said a jet pillar. Quite possible. So many potential things as to what this could be. But it's just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. It could be a receiver. Somebody says a receiver. It could be sending and receiving a signal. So many things it could be. One thing I know it can't be is a human being. That's something else. That is something else. Crazy. Crazy. Like I said, guys, circumstantial evidence is everything when you're doing research. And in this case, what I see is evidence of some advanced race that engaged mankind or something on this planet in some way, shape, or form, left behind incredible structures, left behind these incredible petroglyphs. There's another alien petroglyph there as well in Nazca. It's very famous. It's been there for, people have seen that one a lot longer than this one. This one just came out. It was in an area that the planes usually don't fly to. And I'm pretty sure they knew it was there, but they finally made them public. And this was sent to me directly from my homegrown guide that takes us on the tour in Peru. So it wasn't like I got it from Google or Google Images or Maps. I got it directly from somebody who lives in Peru, a man that went through the whole global sickness and didn't have tours going on. And I was communicating with him every single day, trying to help him with his family. And that's who sent it to me. Somebody who lives there, who's there every single day, not Google, not anything else. I've had that in my computer for years since the global sickness happened. I had that image. I just haven't showed it. My first time showing the image, but wow. I mean, if that doesn't make you a believer, nothing will. Okay, nothing will. Just mind blowing. And don't forget, guys, we do have the second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards coming up. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be in Miami, Florida. We have amazing guests coming to town. I just talked to Dr. Greer. Matter of fact, I had dinner with Dr. Stephen Greer this evening before I got on the podcast. He's going to be there again this year. We have Sid Goldberg coming down from Gaia. We have Sean Kelly and all these other incredible podcasters coming. 19 Keys will be there on the yacht to host the yacht party that we're doing. We have a special yacht party where we're taking all of you guys out on a yacht. It's a super yacht. We're going out on a super yacht to have it's a buffet dinner watching the sunset. It's going to be incredible. Let me drop the link to that for you guys real quick. I'm looking so forward to the second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards. It's going to be another night to remember. The first one was incredible. The second one is going to be mind-blowing. We have a speaking conference also going on. So the speaking conference is Saturday morning, August the 3rd. Robert Edward Grant is speaking. Merkaba 13 is speaking. I'm speaking. Elizabeth is speaking and hosting a woman's panel with incredible people on the panel. And then that evening, we go on a yacht and sail out, eat food, break bread, network, and have a great time watching the sunset. Then the next morning, we have a free book signing, totally free. You come out to the book signing and bring your books if you have any. We'll try to have some books there for you in case you don't have them or you forgot them. And we will meet and greet and sign books for free. Won't cost any money. I just dropped a link in the live chat. Doesn't cost any money. And then that afternoon, we have the red carpet. So you come back, get cleaned up, black tie, red carpet. I'm going to take photos for 90 minutes. I'm trying to get everybody in. Last year, I only got about 30 minutes on the red carpet, so I only took about 400 or 500 photos. This year, I'm going to try to get almost everybody in and take photos with everybody. I'll be on the red carpet for 90 minutes. So come to the red carpet, take photos, shake hands, meet, and then at 5 p.m., the award ceremony starts. And we're going to be giving away awards to people in amazing categories for helping raise consciousness on this planet. We're going to give people their flowers while they are still alive. And we're not going to wait for anyone to validate us. We are going to validate our community ourselves. And that's why I started the Conscious Awards. I wanted to be able to validate people that are busting their butt, working, investing all their money, all their capital, all their time and energy and effort into trying to help people. They deserve to be recognized for that. They deserve to be appreciated. They deserve to feel a level of gratitude above a like button. And so that's why I started it, and we're going to continue. And by the way, you have to be there in the audience. Last year, we gave away an Audi A4. This year, we're giving away a Mercedes-Benz, something that you don't want to miss. All right? You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. Check it out.
Hey everyone, I'm Elizabeth Carson, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you an extraordinary weekend event happening right here in Miami, Florida on August 3rd and 4th. It's none other than the second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards weekends. After the tremendous success of last year's event with over 1,200 attendees from around the globe, we knew we had to make this year's event even more spectacular. On Saturday, we have a captivating conference lined up featuring world-renowned speakers such as Muhammad Ibrahim, Merkaba 13, Robert Grant, Billy Carson, and a women's panel hosted by yours truly. Following the conference, we'll set sail for a VIP yacht cruise at sunset, where you'll have the chance to mingle with your favorite nominees and celebrity guests, all hosted by 19 Keys. Sunday, August 4th, kicks off with a Forbidden Knowledge book publishing signing event, followed by the highly anticipated second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards. This is a red carpet affair, so come dressed to impress. Remember last year we surprised a lucky guest with an Audi A4 during the awards, and this year we're upping the ante with a chance to win a Mercedes-Benz. So make sure you secure your tickets early. This event is sure to sell out quickly. I cannot wait to see each and every one of you there for what promises to be an unforgettable weekend of education, inspiration, celebration, and glamour.
All right. It's going to be so fun, guys. This year, we actually have vendor tables. Last year, we didn't have vendor tables, so we have vendor tables. There's only eight vendor tables left. So if you want a vendor table, make sure you click that link that I've been dropping in the live chat. You can go to the section or go to the link for vendors, and you can submit a request to be a vendor and have a table there to sell your goods and services. You got crystals, you have, whatever you have, oils or whatever you have, just fill out the form and inquire about becoming a vendor. You can become a vendor for the speaking conference on the 3rd, and you could be a vendor at the actual award show on the 4th. Okay, so there's 8 tables left. So inquire about becoming a vendor. And you can sign up on register on there. Someone will contact you back and get you all set up to become a vendor at the conference and the award show. And don't forget, we have so many things going on. The speaking conference, we have the yacht party, we have the book signing, which is totally free. You can just come out, meet us, sign books. We'll sign your books and everything else. And then we have the red carpet event. And then we have the Conscious Awards. I mean, what more can we do? This is incredible. It's going to be so fun. I can't wait. All right. So I want to see everyone there. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Don't forget my new book, Fractal Holographic Universe. It's #1 in fractal mathematics. It's #1 in quantum theory. It's number 4 in science and philosophy. Okay. It's called Fractal Holographic Universe. It's available on Amazon and on forbiddenknowledge.com. I'll read one review and then we're going to end tonight. This is from a Harvard astrophysicist. A fascinating journey from the mathematics of fractals to the physics of the universe and the nature of consciousness. Billy Carson uses his broad-ranging vision to enrich the reader with philosophical and spiritual insights. An exhilarating read. Avi Loeb, best-selling author, director of Harvard's Institute for Theory and Computation. And guess what? Avi Loeb is going to be there. He's actually one of the nominees for Space Anomaly Hunters. It's going to be an amazing night to remember. We have a wide array of awards to give away. We even have a Lifetime Achievement Award that we're going to give away. And I will be the keynote speaker that night. So if you've never seen me speak before, come on down to the Forbidden Conscious Awards. And we also have incredible performances by Donnie Arcade, Annalise, Rascast, Londrell, Cruz, and of course, me, Billy Carson, along with Lady Luck. It's going to be another night to remember. And we have special guests in the house, Omarion. So it's going to be a great, great, great night. Something you don't want to miss. We're having a lot of fun like we did last year, but even more this year. I dropped the link one last time. All right. So make sure you guys check it out. I want to see a full house. This arena, or this venue, I should say, can hold 1,800 people. Imagine meeting or being around the frequency of 1,800 people, all on the same mindset, all in the same wavelength, the same frequency, thinking the same things, wanting the same things, wanting to be better, wanting the universe to bless us, wanting abundance, and wanting humanity to rise above all. You're going to make friends there that are going to become lifelong friends. We know people from last year's event that are still friends, that just met that one day, still friends till this day, and even flying to meet each other and hang out. So you're going to create a bond that can last forever, because let's face it, when you're in your local city or your local neighborhood, it's hard to find people to talk to about these topics. Imagine meeting people that you can talk to them and they won't think you're crazy. This is what happens at our big events. So make sure you're down there at the Forbidden Conscious Awards, all right? It's going to be wild and amazing, and I can't wait to give away that Mercedes-Benz. It's sitting right outside my house. If you go to Instagram on Forbidden Knowledge, you can see the car. I did a video standing next to the car. What a beautiful car. And we just got the title. So we'll be giving that title away live on stage. We'll be calling out a seat number, a random seat number that night like we did last year. And somebody's going to have a chance to drive away with a Mercedes-Benz. And by the way, when we give you the car, I give you a gift receipt saying that you only paid, I think it was like $1. So that when you get to your local state, wherever you are, your taxes are going to be on that $1, not on what the value of the car is. We know how to do it, guys. We know how to do it. All right. Anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight with me. Like I said before, Peru is amazing. It's a piece. It's just one piece of a big puzzle. It's part of a full-blown global Atlantean civilization. And I'm looking forward to taking y'all on the Forbidden Tour of Peru very soon. All right. All the links are in the caption of this video or this audio, wherever you're watching it. And I'll catch y'all later. Thanks again. Peace.